Good morning and welcome back. I do apologise straight away for the lack of videos that have been happening recently. I've been rather distracted with other things going on. But we're now going to get back on track and we're going to get on with the Sileighty. As we see, we have the engine bay in high build primer. All the holes are now smoothed off. All the slam panels all nice. Tubs are nice. Top strut mounts are all done. Fantastic. That's just where I nipped through the high build a little bit. Front wings are sort of on. Wheels are kind of on. Yeah, it's all starting to come together quite nicely. So, I'm going to crack on with getting the rear area fenders on today, get those fitted up and think about tubbing the rear arches. Also, we have a standard PS front bumper there with the lower lip and GT86 there. So, without much further ado, let's start getting dirty, I suppose. So, we appear to be running into a few problems with fitting these over fenders. They are not the best fit in the world. I've got a bit of a problem whereby, you can see a little gap here. Trying to finger into there, it's just puckering up no matter which way I go. So we're going to have to make some relief cuts in this, tie them back, and then hopefully that should release the pressure that's there. So more chopping around. That is one relief cut made, which is now got rid of the spring that was in there, and that all fits flush. The problem is it's moved everything up to the rear end. So now I have between where it mounts around here quite nicely, it meets up to this point. I now have this bit in here, so I'm going to have to do another relief cut down this side, and hopefully that should be the same as what that is. Happy days. Well, that escalated quite quickly from one relief cut that we had that was going to be up in this top corner to a couple that were going to be up here that was bouncing and springing around all over the place. And then, yeah, we needed a few more around the back end here to make this fit as it should do. But now that is everything on there properly. There's no more springs, there's no more compressed fiberglass, which is how it should be. Now, most S13 drivers are going to be saying, why are you doing it this far? Because it's S13, it's a drift car, I don't need to do it. This isn't going to be a drift car, it's going to be a nice clean road car for somebody to enjoy for many years once I finish building it. And I'm happy with this so far. The over fenders are all fitting nicely, the wheels are fitting how I want them to. Excuse the mess. Yeah, that's going to fit quite snug, quite tight. It'll be nice. So, let's get these fiberglass fenders strengthened back up, get rid of all these relief cuts, and then we can start thinking about getting the rears tubbed. So, crack on. So for this part, I've got the tripod set up with the GoPro. The problem I have with this, grab the fuel cap. Fuel cap fits really nice and snug in the hole. Oh, hang on a minute, bear with me. Fits really nice and snug in the hole. Absolutely spot on. The shape is perfect. As you see, it's a nice panel gap all the way around. Problem is, yeah, that's how it fits up on there. So this mounting point that I have on the inside is absolutely no good whatsoever, so I'm gonna have to chop that out completely and remake all that again, so it's all gonna fit OEM. I'm also gonna move that one out, so again it's gonna all latch up as it should do, using the original levers. So let's time lapse this and see what we can get done. So there we have it. One fuel flap is now all fitted. Now it's only been mocked up for this moment in time, but I'm happy with how that sits. And yeah, there we go, fantastic. So I've had to nibble out the little holes here where the rubber bungs sit to on here. so it'll marry up quite nicely. All I've done at this moment in time is put bolts in there, threaded bar actually, and then extended the bars out. So just got the angle of dangle that I need to go from there, and then I'll mock something up properly so that all fits as it should do. It's still protruding just a little bit on the bottom edge here, but that will go in and hold in when I have the catch in place. So all in all, I'm happy with that. Yes, brilliant. So really I need to be getting on with the engine bay and getting this thing finished and done and dusted, but quite frankly I'm bored with this. I just want to leave this alone for a little bit, so I'm going to carry on with the rest of the bodywork. So I'm going to get the side skirts on this side, and I'm going to get the rear bumper on and the rear spats mounted up to make sure everything lines up as it should do. Then it's going to be a case of removing the arches and start the tubbing. I'm not going to do that in this episode though, we'll do that in the next one. But let's get the side skirts on, finish for this job, rear bumper, and call it a day, I think. So let's crack on, get things sorted. So if you're wondering why I am doing all this bodywork and I'm not getting on with the engine bay and getting things done and finished in here and getting the engine back together and in, it's because quite frankly I'm bored of doing this bit and I'm lacking in motivation. I am feeling rather tired, guys. So doing the bodywork is quite motivational for me because you see big progress right away. I mean, look how good that looks. Look at it. I mean, I've got a little bit of a sag on this little corner here, so I'm going to have to do something with making a bumper support to sit that back up where it needs to be, because it needs to go just a little bit, just there. There we go, perfect. But that come with time. But yeah, I'm happy doing the bodywork for the minute, making it look pretty. If it ever focuses, come on, there we go. When it focuses, yeah, bodywork is motivational for me because I get to see big progress straight away. All the mechanical side of things, it seems to be a lot of case of smashing knuckles to pieces, leaking all over the place. Doesn't seem like you're getting anywhere until the last step, and then it's boom, it's all done, and you're running and driving again. So just a little bit of a pick me up to do the bodywork for a little while on this, just to make me feel a little bit better about life. So on that note, let's get the side skirts on, rear bumper on, rear spats, and make sure everything lines up. Woo! So, side skirts on. I do have a bit of a gap on this one here, but that's going to pull back quite tight when I put a bit of double-sided tape on that when it's all fitted up properly. And I'll drill the holes in the sides there for proper mounting points with some riv nuts, so it all comes apart OEM style. And also I've got to straighten up that edge there, as that's a little bit on the piss. Right, let's get to the rear end and put the rear bumper on. Right, so that is the bumper. I do believe cut up enough now to get on. There's some studs that I've put onto there, well it's actually bolts with washers on, which I then hot glue gunned into position to hopefully then marry up into there nice and easy. I've only put these in there temporarily just so they actually hold in and I can actually bolt this thing up properly. At some point I will make a complete metal bracket to go behind like you have on the OEM, which then just sits behind it. Again, I'll probably use some tiger said, I think, probably to keep that in place permanently, and that'll be then forgotten about forever and no one will ever see it. So let's offer this thing up and hopefully it's in the right place. And that is all the body panels now back on, minus one fender bit there, but that's no big deal. All I've got to do is have that one tucked back in, which is, again, that's no major deal. I have got a line that's completely off. As you can see, this arch gap here doesn't line up with the back of the side skirt, so I'm gonna have to readdress that one and change the line of it, which again, a little bit more hassle than what I was hoping for, but no big deal. There's a chip on the corner of the side skirt there. Again, no big deal to remake that, that's absolutely fine. This corner sits out just ever so slightly, but by the time you put a bit of double-sided tape back on there and remove the nuts once this panel's bonded on properly, you're never going to know. It's going to be absolutely perfect. I had to slide the kouki lights on because, well, look at it, kouki lights, who doesn't love that? It sits pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. I mean, minus the little bubble we got going on there, which is a bit of a crack in the fiberglass, so I'll repair that. But yeah, it sits pretty much absolutely flush, so very happy with that. And on that note, I think it's a good time to end. This video there. Thank you very much for being with me on another one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.